Welcome to day 4 of our 21-day challenge of prayer, fasting, and intercession. Well, I want to jump right into this. We began speaking about the fruit of the spirits on day 1. Love, joy, peace, and today I want to speak to you about patience. It says in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, but the Holy Spirit produces this kind of fruit in our lives. Patience. What a word, what a word. But there's a lot of big and profound meaning behind this word patience. The Greek words for patience is macrothumia. Macro meaning long, thumia meaning temper. And listen to this. The definition describes it this way: the ability to endure persecution and ill treatment. It also describes a person who has the power to exercise revenge, but instead exercises restraint. Restraint, I think about like a harness. When you put a harness on a bulldog, on a Rottweiler, you limit the dog. You put a control on the dog. And it's that. Instead of exercising a revenge, you exercise a restraint. Another Greek word that defines patience is hupomone. Hupo meaning under and mon meaning to remain. And it translates as the following: endurance, consistency, perseverance, and bearing up. It describes the capacity to continue to bear up under difficult circumstances, not with a passive attitude, but with a hopeful fortitude that actively resists weariness and defeat. It says in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 36, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. I like how it reads it in the New International Version. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised. You need to perceive, it says. The Apostle Paul was saying it is a must that you have endurance. It is a need for you to bear up under difficult circumstances. It is the only way that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised. So the Apostle Paul was saying the only way for you to receive what God has promised is you have to endure through difficult times. You have to have patience under hard moments. You have to persevere through times that you think you're not going to be able to go through. James 1:4 puts it this way in the New King James Version. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. The Apostle Paul was saying in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, that the Holy Spirit produces patience in our lives, saying, I'm giving you the ability to endure persecution, to persevere in your situation, so it may be perfect, complete, and lack nothing. Our patience, it's processed so when we have endured persecution, our situation has been restored. Our problem has been perfected. What we lacked in an area will be made complete. And thank God for that, because He is a God that doesn't do things incompletely, but He does things whole. He makes everything complete in our lives. As we display patience, we also display to others through our circumstances that we have the power to act on revenge, but instead act on restraint. Patience. Instead of you acting on revenge, you have the power, you have the control to act on restraint, on a control, on a limit. You get to restrain that situation. You get to limit that problem you think that's been dominating you. Patience. When I think of the word patience used in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, I think of the palm tree. We all know about the palm tree. It's a tree that when a storm comes, you can see it move to the left, you can see it move to the right, you can see that it bends over, it inclines to the back. But the good thing about the palm trees is it endures, it perseveres, it stays permanent. It's a patient type of tree, because even though the storm comes its way, it has that endurance to stay firm and bend itself back up. We have to be like that palm tree, patient. We have to endure. We have to persevere. We have to have that consistency to be able to sustain any type of situation and circumstance in our lives. Day 4, do not, I repeat, do not give up. Remain on the word. Persevere in the midst of your situation. Let it be perfected. Patience is the key. It is the key that you will receive what God has promised, as long as you endured hardship and exercise restraint against your circumstances. Revenge versus restraint, I think I'm going to go with restraint, knowing that the patience that God has produced in my life through the Holy Spirit, I'm going to be able to endure, persevere, and be consistent through hard times. Day four. Keep strong. You are almost there. Keep with the word. Keep praying. Keep fasting. And you're going to see what God is going to continue to do in these next days. I bless you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.